Hello YouTube, EVE Online players. This is an introduction to training and fitting of carriers. This character is practically day 1 as Cyno Alt, with the basics for creating a Cyno. Starting at day 1, you can train into a carrier, and if you do a streamlined training, you also get benefits to skills that can be used for subcaps, or ships that are not carriers. So, I'm going to show you the plan, show you some fits, and show you how it is that your carrier is going to be effective. Let's see. Let's pull up the plan. Okay, in this plan, you're going to need Fighters 5, 46 days. You don't necessarily need the advanced drone interfacing, as you're not likely to fit 5 DCUs at one time. You're probably going to have one of those slots for a remote rep. I'll get rid of that. You may be using Triage 2. It's a good thing to have under your belt. This is mostly if you can guarantee that your ship will never be in danger. That's when it's smart to use this. Otherwise, if you're using it, something went terribly wrong, and whoever's the FC ought to be shot, because, not literally, but because they got you in a situation without thinking. You had to do something stupid to save a super cap. Anyhow, you shouldn't need to use a Triage 2 unless you're completely safe, and then it can be quite useful. Your system should have a Cyno blocker. What's it called? A Cyno jammer. And it shouldn't have a lot of enemy caps logged off or whatever in it. So keep in mind that it is a 38-day skill. There's some drone skills. This is arranged so that you will train drones in this particular segment with that remap. If you're training, say a Caldari Carrier 5, or it's instead of an Amar, you might have for a Nidhogger a Minotaur Carrier 5. Whatever you do, it's gonna just affect the battleship skill basically. So you train that race to 5, 31 days. 54 to get it to 5. You definitely do want that. Just look at the skill, look at the ship's bonuses, and you'll see how important that is. It gives you a lot of things. Alright, so I definitely recommend that to 5. Logistics to 5, and just for that triage skill that we showed down at the very bottom. Tactical logistics. It's also good for your Guardian or Basilisk when you're doing your cruiser logistics. What else we got? And then basic stuff for T2 armor, T2 shield. I don't care what carrier you're flying, you want both T2 armor and T2 shield capabilities. When you're adding it, you will probably have 3 drone control units, a couple of remote reps for your buddies. And then if you're ganked, remember, you will probably engage in PvP at some point. Be ready for it. So have Omnis. It will easily tank the rats. In the armor side, it covers the EM and thermal really well. If you're expecting to take shield damage and explosive and kinetic, then fit 3 invuln fields in here. Hope you have T2 skills for that. And then your buddies will put the shield transporters on you, because that'll be the most effective way to screen out the damage to repair you up. So hopefully your buddies are fitting like this with a armor, shield, and a Thanatos. Nidhogger also armor, shield when you're ratting. So give you an extra drone each, and you'll have your fighters will be 10 fighters, 5 from the base. Everyone can have 5 drones, and then 1 for each level of carrier, and then 1 for each of these 3, so that's 13 drones right there once you get to level 5 on the carrier. So 13 fighters is pretty substantial. It'll give you a fair amount of DPS. I don't have it right here, but it's around 1300 with the Thanatos bonus to go around 15, 16, 50-ish. So a fair amount of DPS. Alright, so we talked about Spider, You can have 4 remote reps, switch them out as needed based on what you need, refit off the other carrier. This happens to have a DCU just because it's a Thanatos, and one of its bonuses is in the drones. So these carriers are fitted according to the strengths of each of the carrier, shield and armor. Also, let's see, shield and armor, transfer range. Here's for armor and energy, has bonus to transfer range. Now, even though this has bonuses to the resist on the armor, even still, fitting on the shield will give you better resist on the shield side. Even though it's not as much shield, it'll filter more damage. So if you're getting large amounts of explosive and kinetic, use your shields. And then people with you hopefully are fitting the shields when it benefits their ship, and they're repping you up. Let's see, so he's got shield and armor. The bonus is to amount as well as range. He's got shield and energy because that's part of his bonuses to range on both of those. 52.5. Level 4 will give you 45 kilometers, so you want that level 5 on the carrier again. Okay, so and then of course if you become primary, and especially if you're taking a lot of damage, resist on both sides will give the benefits of the shield and the armor, because it'll filter the most amount of damage on both sides. So least amount needs to be repped on the armor and shield. So this is if you are primary, you switch this for the resist, and you switch out to get your cap back when you're not primary. You switch for EM straight across on both sides. This is the only class of ships where I'd recommend dual tanking or armor and shield, mostly because you can, and partly because you need to, or you may need to. 3 EM on both sides will enable you to survive a single DD. So if the Amarr Titan comes on the field and you put EM on both sides, you can survive it. So consideration, either that or let your ship insta-pop. Your call. That'll be it on the training and fitting of carriers. Hope you enjoyed it. Yep.